in this video, we're definitely going to talk about the pros and cons of having a job and why it's important in your beginning stages and why it's important later on to take those skills and translate them into financial freedom. But before we get into that, I have a grievance, okay? She tried to yacht my Clementine. She tried like I was handing it to her and she was about to eat that junk. Just like whole like all the way. What do you have to say for yourself? She knows she knows she did it. Anyways, what's up, y'all? It's MC Fire, and we have
That's cute.
Clementine Thief here. Okay, what's amazing is we're gonna talk to you, like we were saying, about where we are with our jobs, why they're good, why they're bad, and then how they feed into your fire journey. So, while I eat my Clementine by myself, right? Why having a job is a-okay in this stage of your journey, okay? You got bills. Okay, that's number one. You got bills to pay and you need a place of employment. So, why is a job important? Well, really, taking skills like showing up on time, persevering through, long hours, or learning a skill that you could potentially use in your business probably is the best way that I would equate having a job. It's really good because being unemployed really stinks. If you are out on the streets, that's horrible. So having a job keeps the roof over your head as you eat, gives you maybe a friend group or whatever. But the primary reason is, you want to make money. Like, duh, you want to get money so that you could buy certain things and this, that, and the other. So having a job really is only really important so that you can have enough income to set yourself up for financial freedom. Okay, so I like the aspects of my job, like the fact that they give us a truck. You saw that if you watched the previous video. I was in the truck. It wasn't scripted. Things were banging around in the back, okay? That's one of the positives about a job. Maybe they give certain benefits, certain health care, certain dental. So we like our yacht for right now. Go ahead, Q. Why do you like your yacht besides stealing my Clementine?
Um, I like my job because I get to help people, and I've always thank
Yeah.
you. I've always wanted to be in a position where I was able to help someone. Even growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, and then I wanted to be a veterinarian. So, always wanting to be of help or service to someone or something. Um, and it just makes me feel good at the end of the day, knowing that I help someone be able to continue doing something that they enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about getting the work done. I always tell people, hey, you don't have to come here to feel better, to do your job where we work, but you should be coming here so that you'll be able to do stuff that you enjoy doing, like gardening or skiing. People like to snowboard out here because it snows. Just stuff like that, like doing things that you enjoy, doing things that you enjoy, habits and stuff. So it keeps that up. And then I just enjoy getting up and being in a place where people enjoy having me. Um, because people are super nice where I work. Even though people do be in pain, they come to you because they need something. Um, I don't know. It's nice being able to know that I help someone feel better, and then they come back and tell me, "Oh my God, you are so amazing! Like,
Thank
you have
you.
hands like gifted from the gods." And I'm like, "Oh
Right.
yeah." So
For anybody who doesn't know, she basically cures cancer. It's a fact. Okay. So those are the good things about having a job. You have some sort of purpose. Guess it's laid out by your boss. You help people. You make money. It gives you purpose, and it has some benefits, right? You put some away in your 401k, right? Now, the negatives of having a job, I'm pretty
you gotta
sure.
wake up early.
Yeah, the list is a lot longer for I'm sure
You
a lot
gotta
of
deal
people.
with bosses. You gotta deal with
Clients,
yeah.
people shortchanging on your check. You gotta go in when you
That's
don't
it.
feel like going in. The more you work, the more they take. Like, how does that even make sense, right? It's crazy. Um, the simple fact that in your job, sometimes some people, not all people, but some people are working jobs just to support their family. They don't care about that job, and that's noble. Don't get me wrong, right? But when you think about you have one life to live, and you think about 8 out of the 24 hours of your day is going to be spent doing something you grotesquely hate. That's a harsh lifestyle. Some people have to live it, and shouts out to you that do. That your job, is putting food on the table. You don't like to do it, but you do it because you know what you're doing is super important for the people that you care about, right? So there's a lot of cons about having a job. A lot of the acronyms are just above broke, or you're basically working for Uncle Sam 40% of your check. But the reality is a lot of us, when we start out, we have to do it. We didn't get the skills to immediately go out. Some of us, excuse me, some of us didn't go out and get the skills to immediately go out and start your own business, start your own solution. You weren't taught that. So it's just like anything. When you came out literally knowing nothing. Then you learned all these cool skills, like how to tie your shoe, how to walk, how to go to the refrigerator and get food, right? How to get your mom the remote. I'm pretty sure some of us had to do that more than others. I don't, I'm not speaking for anybody here, but some of us had to go get mom and dad the remote, and it was right there, which is
Or
crazy.
you
Fun.
had to get called in from an outside playing to get something that was like right there in front of them.
Isn't it crazy how that works? So you understand at a very you understand at a very young age. There's certain skills that you're gonna learn that are not necessarily going to be geared towards you becoming a Fortune 500 CEO, you becoming the next Warren Buffett, or you learning the skills of Elon Musk. It is crazy, but it's true. We didn't learn those skills. A lot of people will admit them. You have 5 major influences, and in those, they didn't teach us financial literacy. For those, do you want me to tell them the 5 influences?
Sure.
Might as well, right? So
you just made
your 5 major influences, since I brought it up, right? Yeah. Really your main inputs, right? It kind of starts when you're a child. You have your parents, your immediate friends, your school, religion, and media. So if you go to church, go to school, you're going to be learning outside of the home. If you're in home, that's primarily where you watch and learn humans interact with other humans for the first time. And then you get to see little humans like you and how they interact with you. Those are your first moments and how you interact with each other. Those are your major inputs. Then there's media, social media, other types of media. Those things what input to make you you. Mm-hmm. You've been imprinted on by one of these things, if not all of them, at some point in your life. You didn't just come out and automatically know algebra, know how to tie your shoe, know how to drive a car. You didn't know how to do all those things, right? So we're now getting the skills, transitioning from our job to try to get some of the skills for financial independence, for providing a solution outside of just what somebody else dictates to us, right? You can expound on that a little bit, because the whole idea of FIRE, believe it or not, was her idea, taking the initial leap to join an accountability group. So go ahead while I eat my clementine.
One moment. What do you want me to explain?
I want you to explain how we find these amazing people and how they change our life as we transition from our jobs to a financial independence and getting downloaded new information that's going to change our life.
So, following Amon and Christina. Hey. Oh. Following Amon and Christina, I was like, I want to do something to where we're working towards hitting our FIRE, because we didn't call it a FIRE. It was just like, hey, we want to be able to retire early. We want to be financially independent. But if you put it together, financially independent, retire early, FIRE. Boom. Right. So when I brought the idea to him, I was like, hey, love, I think we should do this. And he was like, do you really think that you're going to stick to it? And I was like, yeah. And
she was about it. I was like, man.
And he was like, all right, show me for a week that you can stick to something consistently. And I was like, okay. And I showed him that I was able to do it. And then he was like, all right, let's do it. So that was like the kick to go forward. Um, where we use it to transition from working a job to you know, all the other stuff. Um, it's just putting together all the information that we get. So with every task that we get for 365 days, we get closer to hitting that fire number. That's how we were able to figure out what is our fire number. Um, what else? We knew what was our fire number, the steps that we need to take it, like, because it's investing into the stock market. What you do in real estate isn't counted. It's only about what's in your stock portfolio.
And, and there's a reason for that, right? So, what people don't realize a lot of times for real estate, and they don't really go into this, but in our journey, we kind of looked into like how do people make money in real estate. Cash flowing like $400, $300, $100 a month isn't going to make you extremely wealthy. It is cash flow, but it isn't going to make you extremely wealthy. You're going to need a lot of properties, and a lot of times how they don't tell you about real estate is having a lot of capital and watching those properties appreciate, and moving the finances around is actually how you store wealth the best, right? You have some of the best tax havens, you have some of the best appreciation, and you can make a lot of money, but a lot of times that a lot of money comes from flipping, not what they teach you, kind of putting people into a property and cash flowing. It is a way to make money. It is a way to pay down your mortgage, like get equity, all that stuff. But when you think about, hey, I want to retire with passive income, a lot of times that's going to come with a business. And if you don't have time to build your own business, AE, while you're working a job right now, you're working at someone else's business. But while you're working at someone else's business, you're slowly chipping away at buying little tiny minuscule pieces of your own. And in the form of indexes that give you dividends, that's exactly what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Indexes or ETFs or REITs, whatever, right? And you can accomplish the same thing that you would have been doing while you're working a job, while you're looking to do that. And if you focus, that it can become a reality. There's some tips and tricks on doing that faster. We can definitely go into that. But one of the things that I learned from Q doing the homework primarily is that when you decide to look at your budget, right? How are you budgeting? We see two forms of budgeting. One is pay yourself first, and the other one is making sure you allocate enough resources to your investments. You like divide everything up already. Like you get your check, you divide all the bills up, and then you make sure that part of that is your target goal for investments. We don't do that, right? We pay ourselves first. We use the richest man in Babylon method, which is when we first get our money, we take 10% of that and put it towards investments, and everything else we organize around that. So outside of that, the minimum is 10%.
There's sometimes where we go above that and do 50%, let's say, but those are like times of like we're really trying to hustle, so we just get it done, and we're like, okay, for 3 months this is what we're gonna do, and then all that extra we just put it towards our investments. So not counting your money for the real estate, everything's off of your stock portfolio, and that stock portfolio number has to be that fire number that you reach, because you'll be pulling every year, you'll be pulling out 4% of that fire number, even if it goes up, or if your portfolio grows in size or gets smaller in size, you're still pulling out that 4% because it accounts for inflation and everything else.
So what's really cool about how they broke it down is there's two ways to actually prepare for retirement. It's you taking out dividends and some principal. You have to calculate it out, or you getting enough nest egg to where you can literally just live off the principal. Why that's important is, let's say you have posterity and you want to set them up. If you train them correctly how to use it, they may never have to work a day in their life, and they can literally live off the principal. or yeah, live off the principal the same way you live. They could be essentially retired. But let's say you don't have any posterity, then that nest egg doesn't have to necessarily be that big. You're going to be living off the dividends and slowly taking little piece after little piece each year for your yearly expenses. And you just calculate all that out, what it's required to get to that number, to live the lifestyle you want. It's basically a number with a reasonable rate of inflation, and then you kind of know what your goal is. So being serious about it, taking the necessary steps early, budgeting properly or paying yourself first properly, whether it's 10% to 50%, organizing your expenses around that.
And don't quit your job before you get to your fire.
Don't quit your job. Start a side hustle, right? Second income's good. Or increase your ability to earn. Let's say, for example, if you're a lawyer, increasing leads, increasing sales. The book we recommend for that is The Richest Man in Babylon, hands down. We'll probably put it in the link below on how to get a hold of it on Amazon or something. We'll figure that out for you guys. But the book changed our lives, because if you're starting out, you have to. Everyone starts somewhere. Some people started with a silver spoon. Some people didn't. But we truly believe with this method, eventually, if you stay consistent, you stay on this journey, you will become financially independent and potentially even retire early. So
it's just being consistent with it. Keep at it.
Yep.
Don't stop it. Try to do something else. Come back to it. Say it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Do something else, because it's just the consistency. That compound effect is gonna add up. You won't see it every day if you look at it, but over the months, over the years, you'll start to see it grow, and you're like, wow, I got this far. So
there's a certain, I wouldn't say magic, but there's a certain compound effect, certain laws of nature that in compounding that you're going to be privileged to have. I think one of the guys in the group, he bought a couple of, shout out to him, because we're not going to say who he is, but he bought a slew of investments, right? And he's up like over 1,000%, all because he bought them in things like Meta and Facebook, in certain other tech sectors. They split. He's got a whole bunch of shares. They've gone up a whole bunch, and he just didn't look at it for years. And he's like, wow, this thing is. He looked up like 2 years later, and he's like, wow, this is actually a lot of money.
What do I do?
What do I do? So shouts out to him for just continuing to put it on like auto pay, auto drip into that account, and just not touching it, letting the natural nature of the compound effect work for him.
Yeah.
So you guys, this is your boy MC Fire, and
Q.
Thank you guys for joining us. If you like what you've been seeing, hit the like button, and if you don't like what you've been seeing, we don't care what you want to do. Like, if you don't want to hit the like button, we don't care. We're gonna post these videos. They're vlogs for us, really, and we share them with you guys because we want you guys to believe that you can do it too. That's really why we do it. Is we've seen the progress, and we just want to share that.
Watch
journey.
Normal, everyday people.
Yeah. No.
Do it.
No Lambo, no fancy, like people with regular jobs. Can they do it? And for the generation coming up, man, I hope they get to see something like this, and as a case study, they're like, this is what they did, how long it took them. They showed proof of it. They walked on their journey every day. So,
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.